And in fourth place, just ahead of Moodley. But it's Salmela who takes the lead. 95, no plan B. Marco Morelli is into second place and already looking for a lead.
Rico Salmela was ultra.
There's two fast sections. That was the quickest. And then the run back to the start and finish. Also, you get up into sixth gear.
An impressive start to the race from Dodo Boggio. Second
screen. He has seen that Marco Morelli has jumped ahead now. He's opened up a couple of bike lengths lead. He doesn't want to see the Argentine take a stronger lead than that.
No, there he goes, absolutely. I mean, knows he can't let the Argentinian get away. He was sensational to take the first victory of the season, and it's the fastest lap of the race for Moriarty. 144.5.
Moriarty and Carpe and Co are determined to get back on his tail. Let's see if they can slipstream him down the back straight.
One rider who was really strong yesterday, we've not yet seen the best of here, is Vader Bretama. He is in 8th place as the end of...
Those onboard camera shots are absolutely superb. You can see that's the back end of Carpe. And there is Marco Morelli still with the advantage. It's diminished a little bit, but it's still pretty handy, isn't it? Looking back now at the 51 of Brian Uriarte. Brilliant stuff. Those onboard camera shots are absolutely superb. You can see that's the back end.
Rookies Cup calendar. They've certainly caught him back up now, Morelli. I think his ambition of getting away from it all was pretty short-lived.
Yeah, that's right. You can see Moodley still there back in 6th place. As he said, he refuses to let himself get...
Morelli's so old school almost. You could put him on a 250cc two-stroke and he looked fine. Meanwhile, you got sort of Pedro Acosta-esque from his fellow Mercian, Alvaro Carpe, right behind him, leaning off so far.
Hanging out a little bit in a different way to it. This is really... Morelli has stretched things, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And he's still got Carpe right on his tail, but the pace is strong, and at the moment it's
a reason why that is, Peter. Yesterday's pace was relatively slow in comparison to today, if I'm not mistaken, from the actual times and the PDF.
If he had passed Alvaro Carpe, who was the major leader yesterday, but he said he didn't really want to show them. Oh, and somebody's off in the dirt.
Oh, that's Guillaume Plonk in the background, number 24. Whoa, that's Guillaume Plonk in the background, number 24. Yep, doing the big Rossi cut across the GT chicane.
So Brian was aware that, the pace...
Here they are drilling the pace.
Yeah, and Moodley is at the back of that group there and just looking at having a bit of a struggle to hang on at the moment. Let's hope he can do it. He's really he's lost the slipstream that far back. This is on the number 13.
Oh, that was Vader Bretama cutting off the front of... That was Pugliese there, I think. Goodness me.
Yeah, that is, and of course they've realised that... and it's Argentina that leads 1 and 2, Morelli and Peroni.
This is really impressive from all these riders. They have stepped it up, haven't they? But one rider who is learning all the time.
And we've just seen Daniel get a track limits warning. And as you say, the pace is hotter, the track temperature is cooler, the wind direction is a little bit different. And I think somebody pulled the strip off there in this lead pack. Somebody did that just a few corners ago.
And of course, before we had the introduction of the new Pirelli tyres, we had previously seen in Rookies Cup races a bit of a breakaway group at the start before they were then... And of course, before we had the introduction of the new Pirelli tyres, we had previously seen in Rookies Cup races a bit of a breakaway group at the start before they were then reeled in by a chasing pack in the second half of the race. However...
Off the back of him, but he's right there on the number 11 machine in 6th place. Salmela, new race lap record. My goodness.
Well, that is actually quicker than they did for qualifying, pretty much, I believe. A couple of tenths quicker than he even put in qualifying. Goes to show Rookies Cup riders learning all the time, even in the race.
And nobody, after I spoke to after the race, spoke to all of the top 6 guys, the top runners, and nobody talked about how it's going to shape out.
Got a battle for the final point between Guillaume Plonk and Sullivan Mounsey. There's that he is leading that third group now then, because you've got...
Been unable to hold that advantage. He is now being slipstreamed by Carpe, Peroni, Rico Salmela, Uriarte and Moodley.
Ruche Moodley was speaking to TNT Sports.
Moodley.
Ruche Moodley was speaking to TNT Sports from the UK as they were doing a new feature on the Born Racers doc. Ruche said the one that tends to win in Rookies Cup in any given races, there must have happened there that they've been fallen back somewhat into the pack, off the back of this group, I should say.
ebb and flow, I think, at the moment. Let's just,
and Uriarte and Ruche Moodley there, but this circuit's so much about flow, isn't it? I mean, especially this part of the corner. The lap times are starting to come to get a bit slower now, aren't they? A bit of tyre degradation, perhaps. They have broken that previous group.
But Moodley and Uriarte aren't a lot slow. It is just fractions. It'll be interesting to see just how it unfolds. We're now...
I will be loving to speak to them after the race to find out what really went on, because Morelli, my suspicion is it's him who's just absolutely pounding it out there and just basically...
Yeah, he is, isn't he? So, right. So, now the time screen says that Uriarte, they've closed, but only fractionally, the Uriarte Moodley on the back of Salmela. So, they have...
Time winner so far this season.
That's right.
Same goes for Carpe and Peroni, mind you.
5 different winners in the first 7 races. So, it is still Marco Morelli that leads quite handsomely now.
Sementara itu, pemenang balapan race 2 adalah pembalap asal Argentina Marco Morelli, diikuti pembalap Spanyol Alvaro Charpe di posisi kedua, dan pembalap Finlandia Rico Salmela di posisi ketiga. Kemenangan ini masih tak membuat Morelli beranjak dari posisi ke-7 klasemen sementara dengan 77 poin, meski dirinya kini menjauhkan diri dari Veda di posisi 8 dengan 61 poin setelah sebelumnya poin keduanya sama. Brian Uriarte masih memimpin klasemen dengan 140 poin, disusul Charpe dengan 127 poin, dan Valentine Perrone dengan 117 poin. Seri kelima Red Bull Rookies Cup berikutnya akan dihelat di sirkuit Red Bull Ring, Spielberg, Austria pada 17 hingga 18 Agustus mendatang, bertepatan dengan MotoGP yang memainkan seri ke-11-nya di tempat yang sama. Veda Ega Pratama hampir meraih podium pada race pertama Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup putaran keempat yang berlangsung di sirkuit Titi Assen, Belanda pada 29 Juni 2024. Pembalap asal Gunung Kidul itu tampil begitu impresif sepanjang laga. Beberapa kali ia juga mampu memimpin di urutan terdepan. Kecepatannya konsisten, namun pertarungan memang sangat rapat. Begitu ketat dari awal hingga akhir. Nah, Veda sendiri memiliki momentum yang cukup bagus ketika memasuk 2 tikungan terakhir. Ia di posisi ketiga namun sayang sedikit bersenggolan jelang finish. Sehingga Veda harus puas di urutan keempat. Dengan hasil ini, putra mantan pembalap di nasional Sudarmono itu mengoleksi 52 poin dan berada di urutan ke-8 klasemen sementara, terpaut 75 poin dari pemuncak. Hasil kualifikasi Red Bull Rookies Cup 2024 seri keempat yang berlangsung di sirkuit Assen, Belanda, Jumat, 28 Juni 2024. Pada seri keempat para pembalap Red Bull Rookies Cup melakoni 3 sesi sekaligus, yakni Free Practice 1, Free Practice 2, dan ditutup sesi kualifikasi. Pada sesi Free Practice 1, Veda Ega Pratama menempati posisi ke-12 dengan terpaut gap 1,604 detik dari Rico Salmela.